I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times. It's Tuesday, September 9th. News in Arkansas today. Well, let's start with last night. Mark Pryor in the U.S. Senate voted with an overwhelming bipartisan majority to at least advance the debate on a proposed constitutional amendment that would overturn the Supreme Court's ruling in Citizens United. This is the ruling that established corporate personhood and has been seen by most people as opening the floodgates to unlimited spending of all sorts on political races. A dangerous impact on the body politic. A lot of people think the public in general does, but the vested interests like it just that way. The vote last night was something of a gimmick. The Democrats are trying to make a campaign issue of it. We'll see later in the week how serious they are if they do advance to vote on the actual measure itself. David Ramsey last night reported what I think is an important story for us, and there's a lot more yet to be learned about it, but this much we do know. A lawsuit has been filed in West Memphis against the just closed Crittenden Regional Hospital. It turns out for the last year, maybe longer, hospital employees, some 400 of them, have been paying for health insurance, paying the premiums, but the claims have not been paid. Apparently the money has gone to other purposes. This sounds a whole lot more like a criminal act than a mere civil act, but there's a lot to be determined, and we don't yet know who's responsible for this, but a lot of employees at that hospital may be left holding the bag. Big environmental news today. The National Audubon Society released a new report, and you can see a good video that summarizes it on our website today, about the state of bird life in America. This is based on decades of observation of bird migratory patterns, inhabitant patterns, and also the weather. And the conclusion is that the warming of the climate could lead to the extinction of perhaps 300 species of birds in America by the end of the century. This is cataclysmic news, really. The very specific news for Arkansas is one of the birds that's endangered is the mallard, a big part of our economy and some people's dining tables. Elsewhere in the news today, Channel 4 and Fox 16 reported a fairly amazing story. There's a man serving a life sentence in the Arkansas prison system for murder. The sister of the victim of that crime was surprised to look at her Facebook one day and find that the prison inmate had posted a picture of himself on Facebook, taking from Varner Prison. How is that possible? Well, people smuggle hundreds of phones into the prisons every year. An investigation is underway. Also in the news, we learned last night that Dustin McDaniel, soon to leave office as Attorney General of Arkansas, spent nearly $250,000 in his last months in office advertising the office's Consumer Protection Division on the Razorback Athletic webpage and those of UCA, UAPB, and ASU. He says this is not about him, and indeed his name doesn't appear in the ads. It's about promoting his Consumer Protection Division and trying to reach out to the younger people who follow sports news to get them aware of what his office has to offer. There's a new effort underway in the state. A private organization is going to try and fill in where the state has been prohibited by law from operating, and that is recruiting more people to sign up for the private option health insurance coverage under Obamacare. They've got some private money, and they're going to go out and do some recruiting on their own. That's good news for people who need health insurance. Finally, the legislature today met again on the school broadband issue. They've undertaken a study that's going to finally, they hope, nail down accurate figures on the level of broadband each public school in Arkansas has, how much it's paying for it, and what it would take to hook into the state's faster, they think, broadband system. That's it for today. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.